So in 2011, I quit my job as a publisher's representative. I walked away from my house that I had owned for 4 years, and I gave away or sold 90% of my possessions. And this was how I started over. I bought a bicycle and a tent, and I told my family and friends I was going off the grid for a few months because I was about to bicycle across America.
Yeah. Here we go. This is just the beginning.
When I set out on this trip, I didn't really anticipate that human interaction would have such a lasting impact and such a huge influence in my entire trip in general and my life. I think when I started out, it was a soul trip, solo soul trip. It was more of me like honing back to my own intuition and my voice and trusting in things beyond myself and stripping myself from the comforts that I was used to so I could just get back to the essence of who I am and what I'm about and all these sorts of things. And very quickly I learned that it's not about me. I came across the most genuine, unsuspecting kindnesses that had such a huge impact on my trip and on my life. And some of them were really small, like just smiles. Some of them were really big, like words of encouragement, people really being inspired by what I was doing, people asking a lot of questions about what I was doing, people really rooting me on. I was extended offers to stay at people's houses. I was offered meals. And, I mean, this really all started on the second day of my trip.
When you think about the grind of things, though, I mean, people look at you on the side and they're like, why and who in their right mind would ever do such a thing? Because they have to be from point A to point B and they need to be there as quick as they possibly can get there.
Yeah.
I don't know what river that is. I should look back at the map. I'm at a rest stop outside of Lenore. I think Idaho is the most I mean, it must be wildlife because it just smells like wilderness. If that makes sense. I'm whistling Amazing Grace on the road, and I see this little area, and then I see this tent, and I see a little bit of fire, and I see this tent, and I see all these trucks, horses, and then I see like bullseyes, and I'm like just coming off of a river trip yesterday thinking, okay, maybe these are the hermits, you know. Lo and behold, like I walk around for a little while and I'm like, hello, and I look at my clock and it's like 5:53, and I'm realizing I'm gonna need to, get shelter soon. And sure enough, like, this girl comes out of this trailer and she's like, oh, I'm an outfitter, and I'm like, hey, can I pitch my tent somewhere? And she's like, yeah, wherever it's dry, and I'm like, okay, cool. And like an outfitter is someone that hunts bears and stuff. And then this guy Tony comes up not that far after her, and he's like, hey, you can have this cot, go ahead and park your bike here, have some of our food. So here's like where they stay and like cook and whatever, and like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have one of these cookies right now. And this is where I'm gonna stay the night. Because he's like, I have cots, and I was like, don't threaten me with a good time, So I'm totally like hooked up to the max. Okay, amazing people. Tony is the sweetest. Amanda is too. But yeah. Blue Jay. I don't have any worms for you. She would always talk about the crick that they would go and...
Well, yeah.
Is that gone too? Or
No,
is that still,
see, if we came the other way, we would have went over that bridge. Yes, they live real near the creek. That's what I said we used to.
Shall I go back down through there?
The creek's down there. Yes. Yeah.
I'm on this North Bend rail trail, which apparently was the old B&O in West Virginia, going from Parkersburg, hopefully getting to Clarksburg, but I see clouds and hear thunder, so we'll see. But it's really neat to be on a trail. I'm really enjoying it. Things have been very good. Stopped in Cairo, met a lot of people. That's going to it's going to push me through today, so we'll see how far we can go. All right. So tell us about your trip so far, Jonathan.
The trip so far is an adventure without end.
Alright, we're probably going to have to stop the video now.
Okay.
But we got some good footage of you on the recumbent. Come with me across the country. Shine, sunshine. I know you, you know me. Shine, sunshine. Hey dear. Antelope. Antelope. Come on. Follow me. Follow me. Come on.
I've seen the talk.
Made it to the Atlantic 65 days later, and I'm dragging this huge bike, fully loaded, through all this. And it's pretty amazing. So, I'm going to dip the tire. Yeah.
Oh, nothing at all. I've seen the talk. They tear you to pieces just to watch you fall. I climbed back down, said I would be happy with nothing at all.